Hello everyone, this is Rudri Pathak from Department of Pharmaceutical Technology, LG Institute of Pharmacy, Ahmedabad. Welcome to the online MOOC lecture series, an initiative taken by LG Institute of Pharmacy, a part of LG Group of Institutes. In today's session, we are going to talk about optical rotation. Seems quite familiar, right? Now, this is a topic that we already knew from our school background. Like we can say we already had a brief overview about this from our physics and even chemistry lectures. But in today's session, we are going to talk about how optical rotation is related to physicochemical properties of drug molecules and how it is going to affect in selection of those drug molecules to make a proper formulation. So we are going to talk about optical rotation as a part of physical pharmacy BPharm semester 3 new PCI syllabus. So let us first understand what is physicochemical properties. So we can simply say any property which ultimately affects in how a drug molecule is going to interact with receptors in the body and then ultimately generate any kind of pharmacological response. That is a physicochemical property. So any specifications which are related to drug molecules or even excipients which are combined with drug molecules to prepare an overall formulation, any such property when it is going to what we can say affecting the receptors with which they are ultimately going to bind, and it is also affecting their pharmacological responses, that needs to be studied before deciding of a dosage form which a drug can actually be converted into. So let us first understand what is optical rotation. So what's in the term? So basically there are various definitions available in the literature. Out of that we have quoted three over here in the presentation that you can see right now. So optical rotation is basically interaction of an optically active compound with plane polarized light. And also we can say how a plane polarized light is going to behave when it is passing through a solution containing optically active drug materials. Okay, and it is measurement of change in the polarization or measurement of change in the angle with which the plane polarized light is going to change its rotation after it is passing through an optically active compound. So let us first understand how these instrumentation is going to work. Now the instrument which is used for measurement of optical activity of a compound of drug or drug substance is known as a polarimeter. So a polarimeter will have this minimum parts which we have listed over here. Basically it will be having a sodium lamp which is our light source. Okay, now that light source will be converted into a plane polarized light which will be done with the help of a polarizer, and that is a quartz prism. Next, we will be having a sample which needs to be checked or whose activity needs to be estimated. That is a cell for placement of our drug solution. And last but not least will be an analyzer with which we can actually estimate that what would be the degree of rotation or what would be the changes in the plane polarized light. So that is an analyzer, and that is again made up of sodium lamp. So this is how the instrumentation is going to look. As you can see in the slide, in the first segment we'll be having a sodium lamp. After passing through monochromatic filter, it will be converted into a polarized light which when passes through the sample cell, which is shown in the figure also, is then estimated that how much it is being rotated, whether in the left side or right side, and that is ultimately estimated with the help of a detector at the end of the polarimeter. Now, what are the applications of measurement of optical activity specifically in pharmacy. This is where our interest lies. Now, first of all, it is used to estimate the concentration of drug substance in the sample solution. So that is what we call as quantitative application, where we can actually estimate the concentration of drug dissolved in a particular solution. So with the help of polarimeter, we will be in a position to estimate the amount or the concentration of drug dissolved in the sample solution. Next is the qualitative application. We can always estimate whether the given sample solution is a dextrorotatory compound or a levorotatory compound. In simple language, whether that compound is rotating the plane polarized light to the right side or to the right side. Sorry, to the left side, and that is known as qualitative application. Now that is done with the help of polarimeter itself. So when we try to estimate the type of isomer or the type of optically active compound, then that is known as qualitative application. Last but not the least, this particular analytical technique is widely used for estimation of sugars in the solution, and that is what is known as saccharimetry, that is measurement of sugars. So most of the sugars that we know in the pharmaceutical industry or even in the food industry are optically active. So when we are studying them or when we estimate them, that is usually done with the help of polarimeter. So if we sum up the applications, it is basically divided into three segments: quantitative estimations, qualitative estimations, and saccharimetries. Now, what are the factors that are going to affect the optically active compounds rotation of plane polarized light? Or we can say, what are the factors which are ultimately going to affect the readings that we are going to observe at the part of analyzer? As you can see, we have listed all the factors over here. First and the most important factor is nature of the substance which we have filled in the sample cell, or we can say chirality of drug materials. If at all the drug material is not chiral or not optically active, then it is not going to show any kind of readings at the analyzer. So that is the first important factor. Next is the length of the column in which the drug substance is actually placed, or the length of the column through which light actually passes. Third is the concentration of solution. What amount of solution or what amount of drug is dissolved in the solution and it is ultimately placed in the sample cell, that matters. Fourth is the nature of the solvent. For preparation of drug solution, what is the nature of liquid that is utilized to prepare that solution, that matters. Fifth is the temperature of the solution or the system in which the sample cell is actually placed. That ultimately affects the readings which are observed at the analyzer. Last but not the least is the wavelength of the light which is used for analysis of the sample, or the wavelength which passes through the sample cell, that also affects the overall activity or overall readings. Now we have an equation with which we can actually estimate the optical activity of the sample compound. Optical rotation is usually measured in degrees. So if we say what is the equation for specific rotation, then specific rotation can be termed as observed rotation divided by concentration of drug substance which is analyzed multiplied by the path length in which the ultimate sample or the drug solution is placed. So this equation is important from exam perspective. Thank you so much for your attention. Summarizing the entire lecture, what we have discussed, we talked about what actually physicochemical properties are. Out of all the physicochemical properties, we talked about optical rotation in today's lecture. What is optical rotation and how you can measure optical rotation with the help of polarimeter. We also discussed in brief about the instrumentation of polarimeter and how each and every segments are placed. Then we talked about the applications of polarimeter in pharmacy. Then we emphasized how optical rotation can be measured with the help of an equation and what are the factors which are going to affect optical rotation at the end of the experimentation. Thank you so much for your patient hearing. Do like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel Pharma Ignite and stay tuned for further updates. Thank you so much.